Okay. We are back. I want to keep hearing Swing from the Chandelier. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me get back. Anyway, we were just talking about Mo. He just showed up on my Facebook. Why am I on my Facebook? That's the problem. That's a cute picture. I wanted to be on Project Pegasus. Did I just send it to myself? Not the actual book. Good morning. Welcome back. Let me just pull that video back up. And it's not the way I wanted to do that. Super duper annoying. Let me get to this one. Let me make sure it takes me where we need to go. Okay. So I am almost positive that I don't want to start it over. I'm going to start it where it left off. But in the other reading, I did paste the link to this. And if you can't, I know originally it was like a TikTok thing, but it's Aaron. I should have wrote that too. On Facebook, that's who it is. Aaron. Shep. SCHEPP. So I don't know if it's going to bring me to like where we were. Nope. We're halfway through it, so.
I'm with Lucius. Whoa, look at that. What's that all about? That Lucia energy, coupled with the energy of the sun, allowed them at the time of the quote-unquote eclipse and for their mothership, which is what that circle was. It wasn't a moon. Their mothership came out of nowhere, entered into the area of the sun, stopped. Did you notice how it stopped for an inordinate amount of time in the center when it should have been continuing at the very slow crawl rate that the moon typically does? Well, it didn't. It stayed there for a bit of time. And that's insane, okay? That's another blatant giveaway. And again, the government thinks that no one's going to notice, or if they notice, they'll be branded a conspiracy theorist, and they don't care. So they just allowed it to happen. This ship basically connected with the sun at that moment and got an incredible amount of physical energy required for them to enter through the dimension. Coming in from another dimension takes an incredible amount of energy. The sun and our Lush did that. At that point, the ship went around the back of the sun. Did you notice that we didn't see anything depart? It just sort of disappeared into the sun. Well, it kind of did. It went around to the back, and it all actually docked there where it is at this moment that I speak. What happened next? Well, from that energy, from that loosh, from that focus, from that also that actual hydrogen-based nuclear energy it got from the sun, it was able to send a massive amount of ships and individuals of their race through the Earth into an area just north of the Antarctic base that they're going to take over. The waves, if you look at the waves stuff, the things that happen on the wave map during that time, okay?
April 9th, 2024, the day after the solar eclipse, something terrifying lurked off the coast of Antarctica. Radar systems detected a monstrous wave anomaly, an area larger than Texas with 80-foot waves. The anomaly moved up towards South Africa. At the same time, Cape Town witnessed a horrifying sight. The ocean receded dramatically, as if dragged away by some unseen force. Beaches were left exposed, waves vanished. What really happened? A glitch in the system? A creature? Or something yet to be seen?
And they had the audacity to tell the public it was a glitch. It wasn't a glitch because there is tons of video and evidence of people in South Africa running from, mini tsunami level waves that were created by these ships becoming USOs, going underwater. And from doing that and establishing themselves there, they were able to then make their move to the southern part of Antarctica. They also took animals.
We're going to talk to Jason about some of the changes that we've heard. Birds making more noises.
And it's fun to see all the animals act up.
Anything you noticed with the animals as we were sitting back there just a minute ago?
They get very active now. The fish were jumping out of the water a lot.
Animals were a big part of the deal. They are, of course, taking humans was off the table from our governments, but they allowed that animals to be taken, and animals reacted weirdly during this quote-unquote eclipse. Also, the government is presently asking for reports of animal behavior because they know exactly what's going on and they want to know how it affected them. The reason why there was disasters declared and all the National Guard and all that was because the government doesn't know if they can trust these people, okay? They're still getting to know them. And we didn't know what would happen, really. We were told the government's and we have it all on paper. I mean, I have packets of reports about what we were told by this species and what happened. But we had to be prepared in case it got crazy, in case something went off script, in case there was some invasion. I mean, we had to prepare for the worst because we didn't know if we could trust. I think the craziest secret that I have to divulge, though, about this whole thing is that the two rockets that NASA shot on the 8th, coincidentally, to quote-unquote observe what was the official narrative. Well, guess what, people? It was half true. They were shot up there to observe, but there happened to be actually 4 astronauts in those rockets, 2 in each. And they rendezvoused with the mothership because those astronauts are part of an exchange program that we initiated with these species. And it's actually 3 men and 1 woman, are going to be going first through them on the mothership for, I think, at least 2 years is what's scheduled. And then back to the home planet, which I'm not comfortable divulging the location of their home planet yet. It looks like we can trust them for the time being. Everything went as planned. And again, the fact is that the public doesn't have a freaking clue that what they just witnessed.
What the fuck? It's right at the end.
That what they just witnessed was essentially the first incursion, I can call it an incursion, of a alien race onto our sovereign, planet, and they now have a piece of it. And what they do next, we have no idea.
Okay, the first half was in the other video. I didn't want to start over, so my apologies. If you're just jumping onto this one, the first half of the video right at the end, I think I went 39. right around 39. So I didn't know I was going to do a reading on that. We are talking about, I just heard salvation. We are talking about ascension, so it would make sense that this would come in. We've been talking about the birds and the fish. I've been talking about Russia, China, and the US. I forgot that I put that together. I know we had one conversation on this about, them setting up shop, but you're okay in regards to that. You really are. You don't need to worry about that. If anything, you need to be more worried about the voids, what the portals that NASA is going through. Maybe that's what it means by cloud. How AI, and I said it again yesterday, try to be as nice as you can. Just use your manners like you would if you were asking somebody, right? And the point where I can get like teenagers that play games, it's this generation. I think about 1998 to 2008 or 2013, the children you had in that time period. Because it's like the wallowing generation is those kids. But Aaron Schnape, right there, okay. And he calls it Project Pegasus, that we've all known about, and they're still working on it. So I've mentioned that Africa area with the tsunami. That was a week after this all happened. So happened October 2nd. I think I came on around the 13th. But before that, we were talking about that. So I know that's all linked. And again, I've said this before with AI. That's exactly when I got pulled to work with AI. The same time period 2 years ago. And I did talk about all those videos yesterday on all my channels that now have a way to come back together. So let's get a card. I was just going to talk about Ascension and Revolution. Here we go again, Revolution. Evolution. But I did play that first video in there for you, the DNA activations. It's a great app. I mean, it's something you can subscribe to on YouTube. So let me get a card for each one. So something is still possibly being activated. It was, especially with the Northern Lights and the emotional people that are crying. I don't know why I'm crying. That's an awakening. Everyone has awakenings differently, but that's what it is. So you might come more in contact with people that are confused about the energy, but are also experiencing, because they're meant to be in this ascension. And if they know nothing about the ascension and what's going on globally, that's going to be really hard for them to follow. So she's the Gaia deck, Project Pegasus, CERN, the ocean. And I got the whole "we all live in a yellow submarine." Animals, bird, fish. Faith, and it just happens to be animals and birds. Russia, China, America. With the extraterrestrials setting up shop, guys, no need to worry. People are just making it sound more scarier than it actually is. So it is the High Priestess energy, so it could be speaking of, that whole video I just showed you in the sense of keeping it from us, but that came out recently, right, in my other channel. Let's see what I wrote on it. So it was 1998 to 2013. So it wasn't in my new notes, but we must have talked about it. Got Nigeria, gun shooting, plague, bird mutations. Oh yeah, that was the wild animals, Andes Mountains, Glacier National Park, Montana, Washington. And it's not the eye color. I went over here, and it was something that I talked about a couple years ago. Mountains. China, Saudi Arabia. Alright, so did I not write it down? It was just in that video where so Russia, AI, military systems development, electronic warfare, robotic assistance, battlefield, AI carrier. Okay. So it was probably just in the read I did with all my, it was like this one. Remember we talked about a ring of things, and I think that has a lot to do. I don't know why it's having me jump all over the place. I had like 4 or 5 of these. And one was Russia, one was China, one was America. And then it was like things that were like generational, like were handed down. But it was the whole schemes behind celebrities, music artists, all that stuff. It was probably like 6 months ago, maybe even further than that. And it had to do with money, and we were talking about, child trafficking or abuse. Could be the whole Diddy thing. But I know I've said that plenty with China and Russia in the last few months. It's pulling me to that for some reason. Let me just continue. So that's a big secret still going down. And again, we talked about AI the other day, being nice. We got the father. I just heard mothership. I want to try to place them. Do you notice every single time I use this deck? I bought this deck when I went camping for the weekend by myself in a cabin. Every time that I use it, though, it's like complete silence. We have Temperance, the Emperor, Hangman, King of Fire, but I don't want to look at it like that. But every single time I pull out this deck, I don't know why I do it. Five of Coin, the Project Pegasus, or the energy of the Ace of, what's the birds and the animals? I mean, there's definitely going to be people left out of whatever this is. King Satan, saying that wrong, anti. It's almost like waiting for you to kind of get up. Two of Wands, Eight of Swords, Northwest for China, America, setting up shop. It is going in a certain idea, but somebody is definitely fixated here on let's see what AI. I'm actually handling Mothership though. Knight of Pentacles. Might want to work along with it. Six of Cups with the Hangman and King of Sultan, King of Wands. What is this King of Sultan thing? Is that even how you say it? Hey Siri. What is the King of Sultan?
The term is distinct from King Malik, though both refer to a sovereign ruler. The use of sultan is restricted to Muslim countries, where the title carries religious significance, contrasting the more secular king, which is used in both Muslim and non-Muslim countries. Brunei, Malaysia, and Oman are the only sovereign states which retain the title sultan for their monarchs. This answer is from Wikipedia.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
So someone here, I guess, is considered a sultan. Is it to... Hey Siri? What does it mean, the King of Sultan? Okay. It's the Arabic language, rulership, sovereignty, higher monarchy. Oh, and Malik? Didn't that other guy mention this? No, it was Micah. So it's just handed down. So at the highest monarch is known as a sultan. Do they mean like monarchs of the family or monarchs of like the princess becomes the queen, or you know what I mean, that type of stuff, and then becomes, well, she's the queen. So it's like that, right? So what do we have, like two different families, or is it like I'm hearing demonstration, or just heard nice for what? That song where I had that awakening. And that is the King of Wands, and this is the King of Cups. This reminds me more of like Arabian Nights, and this reminds me more. Okay. Well, isn't that what got me in trouble when I first started YouTube? Between the two princes and family shit. And I can't remember, FBI, CIA shut me down. I don't want to go back to that again. Jesus. Great. You do got like the Emperor up there and the King of Fire. Got the Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So like two suns, couple kings, and an emperor. I don't know how deep I want to get into this. Again, somebody here could just be praying. Like, man, please don't go there. That something doesn't happen all over again. I just want to be really wary because I just said that to you guys the other day. Like the flag I already have on my Facebook being flagged for certain things already and being shut down certain conversations because I got too deep into what was happening between these two like rivals. And they just told them, I'm just reading my cars. Once you flagged, you're flagged. And I did mention Colonel the other day. So if you want to do me, it wasn't him though, but it was somebody else. You want to do me a favor and take me off the red list or whatever the fuck I'm on? And not red list, but that came through a few months ago. And it was a joke, but he took it seriously. Like, I can't do that. Like, I'd lose my fucking job, my career, my pension. But I was just joking anyway. But I had two people that I dated. I dated a lot of people in the military. I keep forgetting that. And this one's in the cave, and it did have to do with like caves. Let me just throw some a new set of cards on here and see what we got. Because I really don't want to go back. I don't even know if they kept the video up or pretty sure it's taken down. I can't even remember. It was so long ago. I'm hearing after a feud. And other countries have been coming in a lot lately. I mean, I'm not seeing any. I mean, they're pulling me too. Also getting pulled up Princess Diana. Higher power, higher ruler. But this reminds me of like two people, two like officials, but again, like it's family passed down. Like you take it with you. Like it's like if they hate each other, you're raised to hate each other. But these feel like known, like dictators or known groups. Let's go put the mafia and militia. So a group, an organization. All right, I gotta get out of this energy. Why does it feel more than like a father figure? I really think this is between like two sons, not even the fathers. I mean, it's literally pulling me back to that read that I got shut down on. And the thing is, I can kind of barely remember the reading, believe it or not. But I did know it had to do with family, like just hatred, growing up to hate, yada yada. Like, if these people were wealthy, and it was Egypt and Jordan, I believe. Not Sudan. I mean Sudan. Yemen. Yemen. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Mecca. Oh, look at that. The port. It's right there. I just got pulled to jewelry. And jewelry the other day came out significantly. So I don't know if this is like a Chiral Jordan thing. I don't know enough about stuff like that. And there is, I don't know what's going on currently in Turkey, but I'm hearing it is in Constantinople. So this goes like way back. So I think it's Egypt and Saudi Arabia. And I don't know, because it doesn't feel like the two authority figures. It's straight up pulling me to the other one. The other read I did. And I did it with those cards that I used the other day. Those magician cards, David. So I forget what deck that is. But it's almost like you have people watching over you. I do feel like somebody here is making the poorer, like intentionally, or it's like not feeding their country or taking away the grains. Guessing that would be Saudi Arabia. Okay, so I think that I think that situation or whatever that was is going to play out. If it hasn't already, like some type of attack or intentionally, this one's intentionally taking. Again, I'm getting pulled to the port. Yes, wasn't there like a hidden submarine or something? Do you guys remember that read? Wasn't there something like that? And I think I said, we all live in a yellow submarine. I think there was something like that. What the heck? It's like I'm getting like it's all coming back to me now, but it's not. Well, it's not. I don't want it to. Or like a bomb, something ready to go off, or maybe it's an underwater cave, and they set that off. It shakes their grounds, weakens their power. Maybe one of them doesn't have a son, but there was a son. I don't know if somebody is teaching their daughter to rule. I don't even know if that's allowed. I don't even think that's allowed. So she's almost like I'm hearing dirty little secret. So it's almost like she's being used as a tool, or I don't know, an assassin. Here, an immigrant. So I don't know. King of Fire and the King of Fire came out twice. Sudan, Turkey, Saudi, and Arabia, Iran. That was what my reading was, or there's just stuff happening now. So I'm getting like another bomb. Like in Turkey, but like Constantinople. So I don't know if it's gonna be like on the border or where, like something significant with the land. Swab's daughter is doing the work since she stepped down. So this is actually happening. Like you guys are following this. This is when I get annoyed at readings because, I mean, it's nice that this is happening so you guys can kind of relate to what I'm saying, but I mean, I don't have knowledge on that. So to me, it's like, do you really have me read an entire reading and then someone says, yeah, it's on the news, and I've already been reading for an hour? Going on for years. So, okay, so maybe this is not a continuation of the read that got shut down, but it still has something to do with that time frame. But I feel like other stuff was done before this. It's not on the news? Not on the general news. Well, where do you go to find this information? I should be watching what you're watching. You're from Sudan. Sudan. I'm getting like Putin, potato, Sudan. It's Sudan. Dark rabbit holes called conspiracy theorists. That ain't. I think this has got to do with Sun with Arabia. Because I even talked about like my magic carpet ride and Arabian Night, which would be a son, not a father. And that's probably where the Sutton. It's probably where is so. So Sutton Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Sudan. Why do I keep saying that like it's potato, potato, and it's not? It must be the dictator, because I did say Biden and, no, I said Putin and Putin. I keep seeing the map, the globe. What the fuck am I looking for then? Sudan and Saudi Arabia. So does Sudan hold more power than Saudi Arabia? This is a family thing. What was his name too? That Diana, the Princess Diana was. Oh, princess, royalty. Who was Moby? No, who was Princess Diana dating? Was because there was something with his side of the country too. So, who holds the same amount of power, or is it equal? Is it Saudi Arabia or Sudan? I'm hearing Sudan. Like more jewelry or something, more sharper looking. I don't know. I can't help but to like something with jewelry. Like, which country wears more jewelry? Hey Siri.
Mm-hmm.
What country wears more jewelry? Is it Saudi Arabia or Sudan?
Okay, I found this on the web. For what country wears more jewelry? Is it Saudi Arabia or Sudan? Check it out.
Why did Middle Eastern women wear a lot of gold? That was like my whole thing that I was, my dream for years ago. But it's not really telling me. Middle Eastern women, culture, societal, gold, weddings. I just talked about a wedding. It's not the one I wanted to click on. But it is actually India. And that was so significant in my dream. China. United States. Then the Middle East. So then Italy. Okay. It's not what I wanted. I don't even want this outlet. Hold on. Wears more jewelry? Saudi Arabia or Sudan? I said, baby, sit down. Come on, you want to make me spell this shit out? And I just heard Japan. It's not telling me. It brings me right back to Saturn, Saudi Arabia. Saturn approximately that was Saudi Arabia. It's like double that. Okay. Done looking at that. And then my right pinky. Which planet is your right pinky? Mercury. Why would you feel energy on your right pinky wearing jewelry? And actually, it's my elephant that I haven't worn in a long time. Governs communication, intelligence, intuition, the influence, the right side in many traditions, the body is connected with manifestation, right pinky, focus, energy, communication, self-expression, personal beliefs, can just amplify your feeling. But I haven't worn my elephant pinky ring in a very long time. And I just talked about that dream yesterday. I completely forgot. So, anyhow, I don't know the answer for you for that, but there is something here with jewelry, and it could be something at the port, but there is something underwater too. So I'm thinking it's something personal between these two. Like the main focus is these two. Whatever this Project Pegasus is taking away from, it's affecting even other countries. Got the 7 of Cups, tell me about animals, birds, fish, feathers. That is Temperance, the King of Cups. 2 of Wands, which we have right there with the 2 of Pentacles. Tell me about Russia, China. Well, Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. So you have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Maybe you have love for this country, or somebody misses their country. They're talking about going back to their country, or somebody is confused. I don't know if you're dating someone from another country. I mean, this energy has been coming out for weeks. I feel like there's like a whirlwind. It reminds me a romance coming, and there's something. It reminds me of didn't they do a show about falling in love with people from another country, and then they go to live with them? I don't watch stuff like that, but and then when they get there, they realize like different things. Will it work? Will it not work? Maybe you gotta go somewhere for business, but I mean, you do have the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You do have the 5 of Swords. So I don't know if somebody is playing games. Stop playing games with my heart. Isn't that a song? I don't know who sings that. Backstreet Boys? Oh, Backstreet Boys haven't come in a long time either. I wasn't a Backstreet girl. There's a lot of juggling, but a lot of seduction. I'm hearing Sudan. a lot of seduction, a lot of chemistry. I don't know if somebody's putting on an act here. It reminds me of like the dating game or the dating show way back in the day. We'd have 3 bachelors and 1 woman. But I'm seeing 3 different cultures. I don't know, guys. With this ascension, you might get pulled to, you know, different homelands, cultures. I definitely feel like I've had a past life in India, things like that. All right, peanut butter. Whoa, buddy. Quit playing games with my hat. I don't even. It's the Backstreet Boys, right? Or no, it's got to be Saudi Arabia. But then I got pulled to Sudan, so I don't. We were talking about like the fusion food, Mediterranean, Middle East, with the husband and the wife, so you get like a nice. Who has that bread where they cook it in like a ceramic thing? It's got a hood, and you put the bread in it, and you put the big ceramic thing on it. I think it's a Muslim thing. I had a neighbor. She was Muslim upstairs. She lived upstairs for me. And she used to bring me down the best bread in the entire world. She's like, I'll teach you how to make it. We ended up having to move because lightning. We're on the 3rd floor and lightning hit. She was on the 3rd floor actually, but lightning hit the apartment building, and it was so much damage, even like ground damage. It's almost like what I was saying, like with the bomb being underneath can shake the other one's foundation, and it just starts to crumble. And it might take years and years and years to crumble, but they have another way in to hit like another. I'm hearing a port. So but then all of a sudden you might find yourself, you got a lot of love for something of an opposite authenticity. Like that. So someone who lives in another country, that came out the other day. There's something with like the higher monarchy. But you're looking over here like you got nothing, but you want something. I don't know if like you're really going within. I don't know if like you would be the next son to be in line for something. This definitely has to do with like traditions as well. You know, maybe your children start dating a different race. I mean, this has been coming in for weeks, so I'd say actually a good month. This energy's been coming in for since the beginning of October. It even came in foreign lands in some of you guys' reads to like September, November. A lot of you in October had foreign lands. So here it is coming back around. You could just be dreaming, or there's, me, like I love all different beliefs in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but I mean, I like Hinduism, I like Buddhism, I like paganism, I like animism. It's just like all sorts of things. If Spirit had it their way with me, they'd probably push me more to Hindu. This feels more Muslim, or well, both countries would be Muslim. No, it said they don't have to be Muslim, but they're sharing countries. What did that thing initially say? Oh, man. This is really like pushing somebody back here. It could be somebody, Russian, Russia, China, Asian descendant. But it's almost like, go your own way. 2 of Wands here, 2 of Wands here. Different directions, different beginnings. And this is like sitting back and watching, waiting for communication. But I feel like let's go pull to Egypt there too. I keep getting pulled to Hunchback of Notre Dame too, which pulls me to fire. There's like this Page of Pentacles comes in. It's like I have an idea with the King of Swords. So somebody's using a lot of logic here. You could be an air sign. But again, the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it keeps lingering. But I also get it. These two are staying together very tightly. They usually don't have the same card behind them when I'm doing all this shuffling. Everybody shuffling, everybody something. 6 of Cups, Knight of Cups. And again, it's like father, son. Something from your past, or wanting to go in a new direction, or doing something. And it's like, I don't know if somebody wants to talk to somebody's father, like traditional, like, hey, I want to marry your daughter. I don't know if there's like an issue here. It just pulled me to a show I watched the other day. I don't know where it was. In the country, but there was a huge, massive family feud about where you could fish and not fish. Like there was a line cut way back, and if you even crossed that line when you were going down the strip, like they would hurt you, they would beat you up. It's shit like that, and it was between 2 families. So this goes back to how, things are supposed to be done. I'm hearing like a misfit. Maybe you're going against your family, or again, like you could be going towards an energy here. You can be older, she can be younger. But then you do have like a dad figure here. You do have the Emperor. you have the King of Cups, the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Emperor. So I don't know if one part of your family is from one country and another part of your family is from another country, and you guys blended that and went through like something, or if they were for the same country and something, so they want you to follow like the same tradition. But again, it's like here, like an offering, which pulls me like way back in the day, like when a woman would get married, the father would give a I got deity in my head, so I can't figure out what the word is. Give not a cow, but give some type of money, or. But again, I'm seeing that gold cup. I don't know what's up with the jewelry here. I don't know if you wear a certain jewelry, a dowry. Thank you. So it could be a gift. It could be offering it to another country. You got the heads up to go ahead. Damn, and the Ace of Swords again. And I just talked about that over here because I could feel that coming back in. So you do have an energy that wants to talk to like a father figure before maybe they make a move. Or maybe this is somebody who wants to marry you and they got to talk to your father. I mean, there's a strong father figure here that either agrees or disagrees. They're two different cultures. They're two different everything. But you could have caught feelings for somebody, and it is what it is. And maybe both families, are like not keen on the situation. Or it's just one family that wouldn't be keen on the situation. I mean, what if somebody's really young but mature and they date somebody that's like 20 years younger than them? I know in some countries you get married, as a teenager. What is it, like 12, 14, something like that? Some have multiple wives too. But very young. And it's like, this king is like, date your own age. Or date somebody from this country. Or... because it's communication. It seems to be about a woman. And it's like in the Wheel of Fortune. So again, this is up for grabs, but at 10 of Swords. So I don't know if this is a family that would like shun you or eventually adjust. People come into this world with so many different patterns or karma. This is like one example, breaking tradition. Going out there, going your own way, leaving this country, going to another country, traveling. Because you go from a man, a page, a man, a knight, and then the woman is like a page. Or we already found you a wife, or come back to our country. There's something here. Older man, younger woman, vice versa. but somebody's looking at the future as it would just wreck some type of future plans or something. It's just the Lovers. Yeah, so I don't, you can have a child dating. You could be a very prejudiced person and they're dating, you could be Caucasian and they're dating like African American, and you know what I mean? It's just like there's got to be something huge here, and it bothers a family member. It seems to be a man, as if like their son wants some type of advice or is playing things out in their head with the Six of Cups of what could happen or how something went down with them. And I would say there's conditioning here, but not to the point where it can't be. I think this can be fixed. I think this is like a little overboard with excitement, because what people don't understand, once you face your fears and you just draw the line, you put your foot down, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement and adventure, and people will fit in. It's just an adjustment, Why situations like this wouldn't work is if you just ponder and you hinder whether or not you would include your family, your culture, things like that, your friends. So you got to break through that conditioning, and therefore that's karmic, especially with the wheel. So it's like making decisions. Somebody here could have already made a wrong decision and is now realizing they made a wrong decision. And then, not consciously, but karmically, in the sense of karma was being delivered, it's the consequences of what you could have had if this is way, way back in your past. But there is a situation here, especially with the Lovers and the Wheel, that looks like it will have a positive outcome. But somebody has to kind of look at something differently, their life, how they want to spend it, what makes them happy, what, lights them up, what excites them. So it looks like there's going to be some communication coming in. And again, it could have started with this whole October 2nd thing. Not a thing, it's a big deal. But you're definitely part of this ascension ride. So somebody here is getting a whole new perspective on life. So sad when my coffee's gone. I'm getting also like Brazil, Portugal. You may interact with a family here that you actually have a past life with. And that's why everybody feels connected. Like you kind of fit in, but somebody thinks you would not fit in, and they're worried about an outcome. And others of you, I don't see this as a proposal, but something, because somebody wants to talk to your dad, or it's just them wanting to talk to their dad, getting advice. But remember, there's still conditioning here. So it could be their own thoughts, like, what would my dad say? What would my family say? She got that Emperor right here. So just kind of worried about what somebody would say. But I also think this person is worried about how they say something to you next too, as well. Balagash, here we go again. I tried to say that word yesterday. Balagashi, I know that's not it. Bangladesh, no. There's all these opportunities that, are coming in with that shift in October, and it's leading us to what is here in November. Something that went down in October. All right, I need a break from this reading, but I don't want to be done with it. I still want to look at the shadow side. I want to see the bright side. All these cards have different energies, so right now it's just kind of fucking with my head. It's just heavy. Look, I took off all my jewelry, but I forgot to take off the pinky ring. I think this came from Barbados. It's got an owl, 2 dolphins, a turtle, an elephant. Ashley bought this home for me. Either Barbados or, I'm hearing Africa. I should go to Africa. Barbados or not Cancun, Aruba. So there is, again, travel here. So, I had this friend once, and she met somebody in Jamaica, and they went back and forth a lot. Like, she would fly out there with her miles, vice versa. They ended up, shutting it down, but they had such a connection, such a vibe. So this is definitely someone within your family, or there's definitely a cultural thing here. Like I said, if spirit wanted me to go in any direction, Hinduism, versus Buddhism or paganism. Animism is, ultimately animism, but ultimately that's Gaia. That's Mother Earth. It's, being worshipped versus a god. All right, yeah, I do have to step away from this energy. It's too heavy, because all these cards have a whole bunch of different energy within them. And I feel like the back and forth, I go to this one and then I go to this one, and it's just I feel like I gave you clear messages, but it doesn't, like, I feel like you didn't get any messages or clear messages, and I know you did. But I don't remember the reads like that. I apologize. When I go into it, I just go into it. But I have noticed since October, that first Halloween read, it's just it's still going. And it's by when I read those 3 planets, those 3 transits, September, October, November. And that was just like a month or 2 ago. You guys could scroll and find your zodiac, your sun, moon, rising. I'm here in Ascension. So it's like complicated, or you don't understand, but I think you're making it more complicated than it really is. And I don't even know if this is necessarily fear. It could be intimidation, just because the intensity of the energy. But I said that the other day too. Like, when people say, like, you're so intense, it's like, sometimes I just don't get it, because men say they want strong, independent, powerful women and this and that. And then when they have it in front of their face, they don't support it. They almost reject it, because they don't like that you have control of yourself, when they like to dominate certain situations, So it's just been my experience, that people have a hard time with me being in power. And I don't abuse that and put them down or look down on them. I'm just intense because I'm fucking authentic. I'm real. That's why I'm fucking intense. Why? Because I like depth. So your fear comes out. Say, don't project that shit on me. Such bullshit. You know what it's called? It's called equal. It's equal. The relationship's fucking equal. So if somebody, can't support you, conditioning comes in. But you will align with people that are ascending right now, and I still feel like you're in that cocoon in a way, that blue bubble, temporarily. And when you come out of it, you're fierce. And again, I don't want to stress it like it's just a control thing, or, it's just, you bring out the shadow in other people in situations like that, which is typically just fear that you push through instead of push back. And when somebody realizes, like, You do your own thing. And that's it. And there's no discussion because it's not fucking needed. It can be irritating. They feel like they lost control. So it's kind of like you're bruising their pride. It's just the way it is. Like, unfortunately, that's the way it is in some situations. They want to feel like they can take care of you, but they're thinking about it ass backwards. Just take care of me because you love me and it's authentic and it's real. Like, you don't have to follow suit or be my fucking bodyguard or, it's just enjoy each other at the end of the day. But people want to make, something a thing in regards to their ego or their pride right off the rip. And if it's like you go against it, it's like an instant push. They can't handle it. But a lot of them are just something pushers, peg pushers, something pushers. I don't know. To me, it's not somebody, you don't need to convince somebody to stay with you or be with you. Like, once in a while in a relationship, you give in. We all know how the reciprocity works, and sometimes it's not worth it. And, you cater to each other sometimes. It's mindset, But something just feels like authentic. It just feels even like pure, like you can find the balance with something here. You get the outside, you can't listen to the outside distraction. If that's fear, then eventually, when you need to face it, you face it. You don't keep that fear. Like the guy I was dating years ago, how he had a family, I knew the wife, things like that. Came down to not being able to meet the children years later, but he did that either to keep me at bay or have some type of control, or, he was like pleasing her. And if she knew that was going to happen, the dynamics would change between them. So it's a power thing, It's a way of controlling. And when people have that one piece of control, you're fucked. That type of control, it's shitty. It really is fucking shitty, because I don't think they realize what they do to a human brain. And I hope that fucking person is feeling the consequences for shit like that, because I'm hearing equilibrium, reciprocity. Like, I hope you learned something in the 3-4 years I fucking spent with you for when you go down the fucking road and how you approach things. Like, I really hope, because I didn't want to put these away, because me being a catalyst, that you really truly get something out of it. Because I typically don't get anything out of it besides a harsh lesson. I mean, I'm feeding myself in the meantime, but I'm also being put in situations where it becomes frustrating and aggravating, and everybody in that situation gets hurt. Everybody. You don't fucking play games. I'm hearing again, don't play games with my heart. I'm pretty sure that's Backstreet Boys. You just don't do shit like that. You just don't do it. That's how you mentally fuck up other people. It's wrong to use other people. And again, I can't stress enough, everybody in that situation was hurting. Even the kids were hurting. She was hurting. I was hurting. And he's just like, do. And it's so fucking shitty to do that to somebody. And that connection was there. We could have probably had been something, but he chose someone else. even though the divorce, but still chose to suit her. So she didn't feel like the whole entire marriage was a lie. And I get it. That would have been a very hard move for him, but he just didn't have it in him, or he just played me. But I don't think he just played me. I was there. Like, me and him just, we click. It is what it is, you know. He could have chose to go in a direction with me, but again, that was a very complicated situation. So he had a second chance with me and blew it. But again, I lost my virginity to him. You know, I lost my best friend, both my best friends at the same time, because he cheated with me with my best friend. They stayed together that whole time. They ended up having children. So, and when I've talked to her here and there, she's like, I've always kind of been jealous or insecure when it comes to you. Like, you guys always stay connected. You know, they would fight over me once in a while over the years, you know, and that sucks. It really does. So when they split, who did he call? Courtney. And I was a catalyst for that. But when it first started, I was fine because I wanted to kind of feed myself. So it worked for me temporarily until real life had to kick in. So I completely understand, but that's his karma, and that's the choice he made. So he will be repeating that at some point with, you know, back at him this lifetime or another lifetime, because he didn't succeed to get out of his karma. And that is some tough fucking karma. I completely understand him having to stay or like keep his distance, or, you know, I get it. I really, really get it. And I do feel for her. And I not for 1 second do I want her to ever feel like her marriage wasn't real. Like, he had loved me the whole time. Like, he loved me more than her. You know, shit like that. And we all knew each other. So when we went to funerals, we would bump into each other. She knew we talked off and on throughout the years. But there was an absolutely no cheating. It wasn't even like that. We didn't stop fooling around until COVID hit. And everybody got hurt in that situation. It's so shitty. But he didn't explain it. He kind of left me to ponder with it and sit with it and make the decision to really have to be out of that situation, which is extremely shitty too. He could have just been a man, showed up, been honest, and at least me and him would have hashed that out on our end. So one less thing. Now work on, you know, what you have to work on when it comes to like parenting. You know, so I don't even know why that all came into this reading. Oh, karma and consequences. You know, but you got a man dealing with ego and shit like that, causing fights and uproars and giving half-ass answers. There is going to be consequences for that. There's going to be consequences on her end too, because she knew I was with him, you know, 3-4 years ago, and she still slept with him. And her excuse was, well, we have a grandchild now, and we were just kind of getting together. And I'm just like, bitch, you just did the same exact thing that you did in fucking high school. So she's also going to get consequences for that. You know? So that's a good example of karma and having to repeat that again in this lifetime or the next. But they both played out a shitty fucking scenario twice where I ended up getting hurt the same fucking way. I was like, is this fucking real life? It's just Jesus. But I think you're going to meet somebody and you're not going to deal with that. You guys are going to be opposites, but I'm hearing your minds attract. You're attracted to each other's minds. That's pretty powerful. Especially if you have a soul connection and then you're intertwined also in your brain. And I don't see that being karmic. And, certain situations, mentors, like he didn't want to meet my kids. He was probably just intimidated. Their kids. But some people are supposed to come into people's lives to help their children or their grandchildren. There's always a purpose to everything. And I think his kids, honestly, would have benefited from me being in their life. Like, hands down. Like, the man that comes into my kid's life, like, be a mentor. You don't gotta be a dad or play dad. Obviously, you're gonna connect, but my kids are also older, right? But if that other person comes in to be a mentor, that's a good thing. That's also your path. That's your karmic. That's your destiny. That's your written path. It's in your Akashic records. You're meant to be in a situation like that. You're meant to stand firm when it comes to your morals. And sometimes it fucking hurts. But everything I've experienced also got me stronger in the sense of my morals. It came down to my morals. Decision making through my morals. Because my brain would have just failed me. My heart would have failed me. My brain would have failed me. It was my higher self that took me out of the situation. That's why it's so important to connect to your higher self. Why I tell you to name your brain. You have to talk to yourself. Eventually, they're going to start giving you messages you hear, and somebody would be like, oh, you're talking to somebody else in your brain. Let's put you in a mental hospital. That's what they want to do to you because the government doesn't want you to have a piece of your higher knowledge in your brain. So the government right now is like, I'm just going to put you in this jar. In this generation, they skip all the important things in life too, but I don't want to keep getting into it. But I do feel a little bit of relief explaining that because these cards were so heavy. And I didn't even see that in the cards. So, it could be Dharma or just good karma, something being returned. It could be an activation. It could be your ancestors passing on a gift, a baton. It doesn't have to be a lover, a person. But I don't know if you guys are in that type of situation. I would really sit and write down a list. Like, what are your morals? Are you standing by your morals? That's what you need to answer yourself right now. And if you're going against your morals, change it. Yes, I'll bring it up right now. My mom needs ketchup for home fries. I love you guys. I'll be back at some point today to finish this. Just breathe. This energy is just, it's heavy. I'm hearing Calypso. Oh my God, guys, that came out years and years ago. Calypso. Do you remember what that was? All right, let me bring up the ketchup. Guys, that was Calypso. That was Jesus. I keep hearing quit playing games with my heart. It's like, what? What? Oh, I fucking can't. Absolutely not. Skedaddle. There is a good breakfast up there. What is Calypso, the goddess of beyond beauty? She's controlled by the seas along with Poseidon, and her temper, known as unpredictable as the waves. The epic poem Calypso landed on her island. Calypso curse. Good or evil. It's neither good or evil. A sympathetic person with good intentions. Being a nymph, Calypso poses the divine ability to grant immortality and eternal youth. Represents dangers of pride and love, power over fate, linked between eros and pride, egos. Eros, it's not like a coin, like a money. The temperance. You know, again, I'm just all about your morals, but she is the daughter of Titan, the goddess of renewed beauty. And when I just came down here, I threw it on the bed. My mom's like, "Oh, I found that cream." But she doesn't use this cream. She's like, "You want to try it?" And I'm like, "No, I've already I tried it for like 2 days, like a year ago, and I didn't like it. I don't put wrinkle stuff, or I don't put anything like this on my face. Try Vectin, week 2, week 4, week something. But there's one she likes by like Olay or something, and it was just for me to grab on the way down. She's like, "Oh, just give it a shot." She's like, I don't think I can give that to Goodwill. So I think this is the renowned beauty, but she does know how to temper things, but she can also be just as unpredictable as the waves. So I know that's a message for you guys. Watch what chemicals you put on your face. I don't think Strivectin is supposed to be good for you. But she had a curse because she supported her father in the First Titan War. She also cursed to have heroes wash up on her island, wounded or hurt, for her to heal them. So she must have been the sister of Aphrodite. It could be, a curse, family curse being broken. I don't know, but I'll be back for this reading. But yeah, that Calypso. But I feel like it was linked to and it was something with an island. It could have been like reggae too. It was, but it could be something just as simple as Calypso, the goddess. Like, you're beautiful the way you are. Honestly, I don't think I would use Strivectin. Or maybe you feel like you need to. I don't know, but I think I look great for my age, and I've never used products on my face. I mean, eventually it's going to start showing as I get older, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe it still won't be for a long time. I don't know. So once you start putting stuff on your face, once you start doing that, it's something like you can't stop. It's like exercising. You stop exercising, then next thing you know, it doesn't take long before the muscles, things start to like sag again, go back to like the way they were. And I'm like, oh, this is why people have to work out all the time. I'm like, fuck this shit. And I like working out, but like, you have to stay on top of it. There's so many things, like, I don't really want to stay on top of it, but I used to love going to the gym when I used to go, and even before the car accident, jogging, things like that, So you might be coming, I'm hearing, back to life. I can't wait till I come back to life. And I almost got that, like, bring me back to life. That came out the other day too. And in the reading I did yesterday, there could be two people connecting, and that connection brings you back to life. But I think it brings both of you back to life. I think you have a pretty important, special connection coming in. Because when I did the rest in November, I forget who was here, but then you had the lovers there. And then it gets chaotic. But I feel like somebody comes in, it's like, but it benefits both of you. It's not like a walk-in, or it's something that benefits humanity. And it's like, remember I was even saying to you guys, like, I feel like this will hit another country. It would take off in another country more than it will in the United States. So maybe you want to, do some research, look into some things, or if this is something that's just kind of going to come to you. Because I didn't even see that until now. But it's probably because that whole bring me back to life thing. But it's not just like one person. It's two people living their life with a beautiful connection. And be careful with that, because a lot of people are not going to like it in the sense of jealousy, haters. Powerful couples make powerful moves, or a powerful partnership, business-ship. Or the two of you are just, I don't want to say perfect together, but it's just your combination of energies. You guys just raise each other's vibrations. That's the beauty of it all. Those are beautiful relationships when that happens. And that type of relationship can be intense until you find the balance, especially with temperance in here. So if this is work, it can lead you to another country. If it's romantic, even a friendship, people who have families that's like, no, especially opposite sex, they don't even want to risk it. So there is something incoming like that. But I think you're going to be fine. You'll be safe, looked over, spiritually. I say enjoy it, whatever this is. Looks like it's going to be quite interesting. It's going to change. It might even change your entire concept. It's like taking a country and looking at it and being like, oh, hell no. And then it's like you go there and it's sacred and beautiful, and it's more like the dictatorship or the conditioning. I don't know, something like that. And again, I get pulled to jewelry. And that wedding I had in my dream with the earrings. Gold earrings. I think they're called like baskets or something. I'm not sure. So there's definitely something absolutely coming in with another country that involves another country. But it's how we handle it, how humanity handles it, how, even being strategic. So again, like this energy has been coming in since since October. Maybe you've been noticing it since August, September. I don't think it's going away anytime soon until somebody gets a different perspective on something. Somebody's kind of going to be stuck until they just say fuck it and go after the excitement of something that they feel, It's just, they feel it. And you're not wrong. But some people just kind of sit back and try to adapt and take it in and think about it. But that's overthinking. That's conditioning. That's fears. That's judgment. So you got some people still stuck in that energy. But like I said, with this Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups that have been coming out in the last few readings, eventually you're gonna feel that, and you'll end up pursuing something. And again, guys, this could just be research into different cultures, the way they take care of their land, what type of, metals are in the water. Could be healing, eating better. It's just, you do have a deep connection with land in another country. I know I have one with India and Egypt. All right, I'll be back. I love you guys. We'll finish this in a little while. I just starting to clear the energy, so I don't want to get right back into the depth with these other cards yet. I love you. Bye, guys.